I wish I could take some time off. No, I don't.
You
Okay.
just started, damn
Yeah, I know. That's why I said no, I don't. Yeah. Shut up. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna hammer our way through this resolution, and then we'll say our good nights and all that wonderful jazz.
Yep.
Okay.
So looking at the world today.
We gotta start with the death ray.
I think definitely the death ray is the.
I don't know, do you really think that it affected that much this time around?
So I think the first
It was
thing,
minor at most.
the first thing I want to do is I want to go to the abominations. Seeing the power of the death ray, they're gonna harness this thunder power to create like a giant shield around this already protected city.
Because they're terrified of that
Oh,
shit.
the anthros.
The Anthros are gonna create a giant, sound shield around their cities so they can't be hit.
Wait,
hopefully
are you
they
saying
can't
it's
be
like
hit by
a Care Bear
Care Bear stare?
stare?
Possibly. Or like a Scare Bear stare. Oh!
Like a sonic force field is what he's been.
Yeah, like a sonic force field.
Yeah, but they
Care
but
Bear
they generate it from little devices they have installed in their
don't-
tummies.
Yes, and they touch them and it creates a giant
Yeah,
force field.
and it creates a large
Do
force
not
field.
do any of this shit. I'm vetoing the goddamn Care Bear stuff.
We actually already did a lot of resolution stuff. Actually, the event that I did kind of had resolutions from everybody, but because Salmon are done, Lachey, I had an idea, Steve, where you said that she discovered she had another power. The reason
She still has her power, even though
Yeah.
she's disconnected.
Maybe she's stepping into the dragons.
the reason she has that power is because the Chronics saw what the Quaddle did, and they reversed time. So they didn't. She never actually lost her power to the Weave. They prevented that from happening. So she still has her power because she still has her power, because of them. But I have an idea for what she does with that power. I want her to sacrifice herself to destroy this army of Quaddle that are coming down to finish off her people after the Death Ray. You guys good with that?
I like it.
So Chronics do something good. They save the Lachey by helping her, basically.
And then she does some major fuckery of Fey magic.
That's her
to,
personal
like-
calamity. She
I'm
dies.
thinking that
Killing saving her people.
she could still be alive, but I'm thinking maybe she sucks them all into the Fey with her, like the actual Fey Wild, and she goes along with them. Like she has to close the gate after her. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And the thing I wanted Mechadrishus to do was I want his ass to go into this vortex and see what's in it.
That'd be a very dude bro thing to do. I'm big enough now. I can just go straight in the vortex. Fuck it. Yeah.
Do it. Which maybe explains why he didn't eat any ships or islands or people.
Maybe. There's no Cthulhu tentacles coming out and just slapping cities in half and shit. Yeah.
How did the Lachey feel losing their avatar and a mass majority of the people that came through with them?
I don't know, man. Vengeful.
Over what? They didn't even do anything. They were just
They did nothing.
The forest.
They existed.
Yeah.
They existed. You thought the
And
Nazis?
and
You thought
I will
the
say
Nazis
this,
were bad?
probably, realistically, I could see the Koalos kicking Malthias out for that.
I think that they would be a harsher judgment than that.
With the rest of his group.
For his decision to use the ray?
I think it might even be more if they only exile
Because,
him.
if he had blasted the corrupted Meka, that would be one thing. But he literally just obliterated a race who just showed up with
We forgot an avatar.
Uh-oh.
Malthias.
Oh, you're right.
Oh yeah. I guess you want me to roll for him real quick?
Well, he was pretty busy anyway.
Yeah, I'll roll for him real fast. Six.
Yeah, I was gonna say if the Quaddle decide not to kill Malpheus, then they won't kill anybody for any crime ever.
Well, my thinking behind them blasting the Lachey was because the last round they watched the Slod just like fuck, or 2 rounds ago they watched the Slod just fuck everything up, and then when this other chaotic race kind of appeared here,
They're like, no more.
they did. Yeah, he didn't want to take any chances, so before they could have a base of power, he just fucking blasted them.
Yeah, he was
Well-
acting as the greater good, but I mean, in judgment, the society itself should look at that and say, okay,
Look down
well,
upon it for sure.
well,
yeah.
not
Also, he
only.
gets kicked out.
Not only like, well, I was thinking if they kick him out, then they also would have to do something like their society isn't allowed to step in to do things at all. Now they're just watchers because the
So
time
Well,
they
that's what
chose
they
to
were,
come
they
in.
were before, right? They were
Yeah.
just vultures
Well, they were
and judges.
debating. They were debating should we do something, and then this guy goes and blows
Well,
stuff up, and now they're like, you know what? I
I
guess this is what we don't
I
do
don't think
that.
he should be killed. I think he should be exiled, and they should change his name to like the Executioner, because that's what he did. Like instead of being a judge,
Malthy is the executioner.
yeah, he became an executioner. So that's what he is.
That's
now,
dope.
That's what he's known as.
So
That's super dope.
That's good, no.
he hindered
Let's
it.
breathe
He
for a
hindered.
second.
So what did he do? He hindered an avatar, but he hindered the Lachey avatar clearly. Like that's why
Wait,
she
wait,
is
wait,
the
wait, wait, wait. You guys just said he's the executioner.
Mhm.
He has one avatar very specifically that he feels has escaped his judgment. If he's
Oh,
the
he's in the-
executioner,
He
he
follows.
should kill Ezra.
Ezra's.
He helps the assassination attempt by Star Master to kill Ezra's. That's like his final
There
act
you
before
go.
they exile him. Yes. So he fully steps across the line and does step into lawful evil. Like he fully
Oh, yeah.
stepped over.
He's the worst kind of lawful evil because he still thinks he's doing good.
Still completely thinks he's doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
In
like
his mind, he's like, whatever it takes to kill these people.
so Ezra's does get killed.
I'm okay with that.
So you're
Spotted.
so you're saying they went to the Pureblood Macaw and he was like, "Oh, we should have an alliance," and they're like, "Okay, yeah, I guess we could reach
And he
out
gets murdered.
for the first time, you know, since all this
here's-
bad stuff happened. We'll reach out to another society." And they're like, "Wait, what do you mean the guy we just talked to got murdered?" Okay, fuck
Well,
this.
here's-
All y'all people,
here's-
leave us alone.
Here's what we do, right? It doesn't have to end with him dying, because John's brought up a valid point. Does the All-Seeing help his new ally escape death?
Possibly.
But
We
allow
don't know. That's-
everyone to believe it's resolution. So
Oh yeah, no, we're there now. Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah,
does he help his ally
How about-
escape death, but allow the world to believe that he's
I don't
good?
know. To
How-
me, if he's really the all-seeing, he's going to see the corruption in Ezra's. Like he's going to see.
That's
that
why, yeah.
Ezra's,
I don't know. Maybe it doesn't see that far into the future though.
Yeah, he
I don't
might
know.
not.
What I was thinking is, what if he let Ezra's know of the powerful artifact from the
Ezra.
not dragon tears but dragon tears.
Well, like I said, he did have an avatar action. His avatar action was I rolled for kill an avatar. So I mean, Ezra's makes sense.
What are you gonna say, Steve?
Ezra's is the avatar, or the person who became an avatar by literally creating a corrupted ritual.
Yeah.
Ezra's
Isn't it
gets
the first
killed.
lich?
No. Ezra's does get killed. He gets murked. But his phylactery
Is a big thing, huh?
is Magnatrix. So right now,
No, Steve,
Ezra's is dead.
Steve, let me build on that real quick. His phylactery is the all-seeing eye.
5. High five.
Yeah.
Come on.
Right? So he's Vecna now, essentially.
Yes.
Fuck
Oh,
yes.
Lord.
Okay.
So
I need
he
to write that
manipulated the entire situation into him finding the artifact to begin with. That's hot.
And of
dude.
course, Malthias is thinking that he completed his mission.
Yep. So he willfully goes into exile. He's not dead. He's just in exile. So he still gets avatar actions. He's just not part of the Quaddle anymore.
Yeah. And you know what? He'll probably give birth to he'll probably from them will come like the Nagas or something like that.
So
You
fucking
know,
badass, dude. Yet no, he creates an order of like absolute law. Like
So the all-seeing eye, though, I was gonna
The
say is
eternal judges
he'll
or
be
something.
using that to then relay more information to Ezra's about the other artifacts.
well, Ezra
in
will
the
use
world.
the eye now to relay information to his new avatar, I'm saying that in air quotes, that he's going to try to use to continue to manipulate the world, even though he's technically dead.
Well, all I was going to say is that the eye is still in the ownership of whatever that pureblood macaw is, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I know.
That's who is basically his henchman who doesn't realize.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
set him up.
Yeah.
So he's Sauron technically then, not Vecna.
Yeah, he's Sauron. Jeez,
Sauron. Sorry, Steve. I didn't want. The idea popped in my head, dude, when you were saying.
No, you're good.
Factory.
It's solid. You know what? I mean, I thought it'd be cool because he had the tie-ins, but it makes him all the more of a devious fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's.
No, I was saying
I mean,
that he could begin collecting all the other
we-
dragon-based artifacts in the world and trying to collect them
Maybe.
into one.
I just think it's so funny that John made. Who made the macaw men? Was it John?
yeah.
Did you make them? Who made
Or
them?
no, I think
Whoever made the
Yeah.
bird people
Yeah.
had no
I did.
idea that by the second age, the bird people would have 3 prominent, like, weird characters
Yeah.
that are like controlling the world.
first age.
Yeah.
This is the age of the
It was
macaw
like first
people.
First age. Yep.
Jesus. Yeah.
It is the age of the macaw.
This is the dawning of the age of the macaw.
Hey guys,
Okay.
guys, the
you know what's like,
the
though?
Salmen made
It's
a
like-
big splash, but the
Dude,
macaw.
it's like
Oh.
it's like Dark Crystal. Remember in Dark Crystal how like all the bird people like rule the crystals?
Yeah.
It's like fucking Dark Crystal.
yeah,
all the macaws.
Okay.
they're all mangled.
So
Mingled.
we've touched on that. The death ray also kicked this negative energy dust into the air.
Yeah.
And we said the weave was being empowered by the dust. Now, the
Yeah,
weave is already a stage 2 ascension. Does
I
this
think
give it?
it's stage 3. I think you're at full deity status, like demigod deity status.
But
I don't think
what-
he's a
what
god.
is-
I don't think he's a god though. I think it's
No,
more like a hero or like what were they called in first edition? Not champions. The thing that you do before you become a god, like where you have to like move a mountain with your mind and all that fucking bullshit.
Okay.
He's that. Like he's at that level. He's like right below actually becoming a god.
He's
He just has to do,
Hercules,
like, one more
or
thing.
he's like
And now he
Hercules.
has an army of sentient oozes at his beck and call. And, like, well, lizard folk, because some of the lizard folk left, like the 7 left, and probably went to go join him.
We don't know yet, right? They have to kill a Chrome during this resolution phase.
Yeah.
That's one thing that has to happen. We have to figure that out.
All right, so
We also have to figure out the death ray being dismantled, Steve, from Ren wanting to stop being used again.
we'll touch on that in
Blah,
a
blah,
second.
blah.
But do you guys think the sentient oozes would begin to worship the weave?
Absolutely. Like, this is, to me, I can see, like, this is like the next evolved form for them. They're like, well, maybe we're not supposed to be dragons. Maybe this is what we're meant to be, is to be, like, symbiotic with another creature.
Hey D, what if what if that moves them away? See, what I'm thinking is they don't think of him as a god,
Divine rank
but more
1?
as a higher form of evolution.
Yeah.
So maybe they start to step away from worshiping him and like more like wanting to become and more respecting him. Do you see what I'm saying?
I can see
Yeah.
that.
Like-
Just as
like
a leader.
Like an alpha version of what they can become.
Yeah.
So, do you see what I mean? They don't think he's a god. They think
Portfolio?
he's like more, better, because he made himself
John?
essentially.
Yeah, I see what you guys are saying there.
I think John looks like he needs a pillow or something.
Okay, John.
No, I'm okay. No, I was looking at the Twitch stuff, and I got more from T'Challa Unbound.
Okay.
Like,
Like, I'm thinking-
So, go ahead.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe they view him more like an alpha, so they could start to follow him just based on that. Like, they don't even-
seeing
Well, they're not gonna worship
his-
him.
They're seeing his path of
It's not even ascension to them. It's like I'm thinking maybe like
evolution.
like they make
Evolution.
evolution.
Yeah.
Which is what the original the ooze Kuzis was all about, not worshiping the dragon but becoming the
them,
dragon
right?
through
Like,
evolution.
And
Yeah.
I can see like the lizard folk as they have children, some of the ooze that there was on them splits off, like reproduces asexually, and now bonds with that child and grows up with that child.
so like,
Yeah.
an entire society might then start valuing which ooze, what ooze.
Or
Yeah.
or they could be completely symbiotic. Like they could have a truly symbiotic society where they depend on each other for survival.
Yeah.
They're treated as
Yeah.
equal.
Now maybe if the oozes outlive the lizard folk, which is fine, maybe it's like a right of honor to have like your great grandfather.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant. Like, you have this
Dude, like passing
cultural
down a
thing.
katana.
Yeah, you have like this
Passing down a
cultural
katana.
association.
And I can see
the
like something about like
lizard
the
folk
memories.
already
like,
have a very samurai-like thought process behind
Yeah.
them.
It's very
And
good.
I can see almost like sharing of memories, like it's you inherit the memories of your grandfather, your great grandfather, or something like that. It would almost be kind of like Aboleth-like, but not quite.
Like you could die, right?
Oh,
And that's
God,
okay,
one of those-
but
yeah,
if
the
you
girl from
if
Star
you live
Trek.
and your acid ooze dies, then it's a great dishonor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a super. You have to commit seppuku immediately.
If
Yeah.
your ooze dies, you better die. Like
Yeah.
And you'd want to die because it's like losing your dog and your best friend
Yeah.
all rolled into like one
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
like-
Okay, so do you guys want to touch on the Order of Eight and a Chroma, or do you guys want
yeah,
to touch
dude.
on the dismantling of the Death Ray first?
Let's do a
let's just
chrome
do it with Chroma.
Okay.
because I think they kill him in front of the temple, and they make like a big show of it when they do it.
Oh, it's totally a Caesar thing. It's totally a Caesar thing. Like, you know, they lead him to believe that they are ready to go after the weave and do all this, and then they're just like negative, and they all shake him at like one time. And it's a very grand
Ooh,
spectacle.
and
And from that,
and
the
to-
seven now become the leaders of the lizard folk.
and to make sure that they had the power to kill him, they had commissioned 7 blades that were of some note, maybe from one of these dragon artifacts around the way, or from Blue Steel, or something. That like some
Dragon Bone.
dragon bone, some specialty weapons that were for this ceremonial act of assassination.
They figured out how to transfer the power they had left into the blades so that Rin wouldn't have access to it anymore. So they
now we
kill
have
a
7
So-
chroma.
blades.
they
7
kill a
enchanted
chroma.
blades.
So even if
kill
they
a chroma and
fail,
make 7 artifacts.
even if they fail, they can't. It won't all be back in one person again.
Yeah, it won't
And
ever.
basically, as you continue the order, like you get up to the rank, you're given one of the 7 blades. So there's always 7 leaders, but now it's like the blades are like the sign of like your leadership.
And
Yeah, I like that.
I have an idea too for later in the story. I thought could be neat. Although it's one of those things
Can you
I
imagine,
fetishize.
Dude, John, so they create the blades by hacking off their own.
I was
sword
about to say
hands,
yeah, and
and they make the blade out of the bone, dude.
well, what I was going to say was, and what happens upon their death? I was going to say their sentience transfers to the blade.
I like that too.
That
they
way-
chop off their own arm
Yeah,
to make the sword.
and then that
So when they kill them, they all kill them with their left arms.
in one big circle.
One big circle, dude. So if he just stood on their weak side, he would have been okay. But he went towards the strong side, and that was a problem. He got fucking murked.
Okay.
But those are like powerful artifacts. So like someone might find like one of like thousands.
Now
of
there's
these, like,
only 7
Yeah.
of them though, not 8.
7.
There's only 7.
So
it
Rin
means
still
that
has
there's
whatever
still
power.
one- yeah,
No,
so
Ren.
is,
She has one
Ren
power.
is
She is,
holding that one power.
yeah, that
Okay.
one power.
Which
So
power we don't know, but we'll work for that later.
So they assume they fucked over Rin too, by putting the power into an item that she couldn't get unless she collected the swords.
Yeah.
But, you know,
That's
little do they know she's
interesting.
just allowing them to do what they want to do. Just take it back at any time.
Well, it's funny because they're doing exactly what she was doing in order to, in a way,
Exactly.
in order to keep the
They did
power
it for her.
distributed. Yeah. So
Death Ray. How does Rend deprive the Coatl of the knowledge of how to use the Death Ray?
So she
two
and a
things.
ragtag group of, okay, I'm saying
Yeah.
they break in and they steal the plans.
My thought was honestly, they destroy her, they damage it enough. But Malthius is the only one who actually has knowledge of the actual how to make it. And when he's exiled, he takes that knowledge with him.
I was thinking that I like the idea of Malpheus taking the information. That way they can never create another one.
Yeah.
So if they want to, they have to find him.
Yeah.
But what if Rend, is the one who set up the Achroma death to appease Weave, to convince Weave to go destroy that Death Ray?
Nice.
Because he never necessarily had a problem with her. He did. She took the power away, but he doesn't. She didn't have his family killed or his people
Yeah.
killed.
It was
Chroma
Chroma.
did. So to appease him, she kills her #1 acolyte, her most trusted right hand, and in exchange, he destroys the ray because he sees the power of it too. He thinks it could feasibly kill him. It blew up an entire forest. He gets shot with it. He could die.
So the acidic oozes assault the death ray.
Yep, the sick oozes of the weave assault the death ray and destroy it, melt it into nothingness.
Yep. I like it.
Take that up your ventilation duct.
Why build it with any weakness at all? Because we need it for the third act.
That's right.
God damn it.
I like how they Deus Machina that shit and be like, oh, that's because the original architect didn't want it built. So he put a bullshit failsafe in.
Yeah, instead of creating a good failsafe that would be easy to access, he creates one that's terrible and hard to access. That's how you do it, dude.
I liked what Clerks did with they had a special like little thing where they were talking about they were in the car together driving and talking about the workers in the Death Star that got blown up with the contractors and their families.
They were in a car. They're in the actual store when they're talking.
Were they in the store when they're talking about it?
Yeah, because a guy comes in and goes, "I'm a contractor."
Yeah.
If you do that kind of job, it wasn't a union job.
You know what you were doing. I had a cousin that did it. He was working for my boss, and they came by and shot him up.
Exactly.
But he knew what he was gonna get to.
Hey, if you're gonna do it, you better use the union.
Yeah, I just liked it. It was funny because they were making a moral conversation. Like, all those innocent people that died in the Death Star, they're contractors. Their families had to be brought there because they were probably there for years.
And did you know what JJ did with that whole thing? He put it in Force Awakens. Because when they go to the
How does the negative energy dust affect the lizard folk?
It doesn't affect anything well in the entire place. It's covered.
Honestly, I would think they would actually probably hurt and kill off a lot of them.
They begin to shrink evolutionarily to help survival, and so they turn into kobolds.
Kobolds.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can see a lot of them going towards the ooze and actually falling with that to survive. That necrotic.
It helps force the symbiotic relationship quicker.
What if it mutates their reflective nature and turns their reflective nature into an absorption? Since it's negative energy. Go with me here, because I didn't want to make it a croc. I wanted to make it actual negative energy.
Negative energy. Yeah.
Like a black hole.
Yeah.
So the ones that survive are changed by it forever. So instead of reflecting spells or magic or whatever we make it, they absorb it.
Oh, nice. Almost like a spell eater.
Yeah, like a black hole. What do you think? Yeah, no. I think it probably kills. I think it kills a good portion of them. Maybe half, up to half.
Another race that is heavily affected by the dust would be the Chronics and the Lachey. How does it affect them?
I think the Kronks might be okay because they saved Lachey with their magic.
Yeah,
I
think they use some kind of time manipulation to where it doesn't even affect them. They basically speed it up around them so it doesn't affect them for as long, and it just basically bypasses them.
The Lachey are probably screwed. They're going to lose even more
Yeah,
people than they already have.
Bad day. The Lachey should have never have entered this world ever.
You think Lachey
No good
would
deed.
become more like the what are the elves that are on the Shadow?
The Shigarke?
The Shadow Car?
Yeah, what do you think that they might become more corrupted by this?
I can see
become
too.
more
I
like
can
the
see
Shadow
like
Kai?
I can see a sub race forming because some of them will be fine, but some of them won't. I don't like the idea of a sub race. And honestly, some of them could go underground and become what becomes a drow. Like that's how they escape is going underground.
Elven Grimlocks.
Okay.
I mean, that's basically what drow are. But yeah, if you think about
So
it.
I'm gonna add the Shadow Kai to our list of races here. This first stage got
Trill.
really heavy in races a little bit, huh?
Trill from Star Trek.
Okay.
That's okay. We got one more turn before this shit goes real south.
Oh yeah, before everything blows up, because it's not blowing up already.
Well, it's fun though because most of the races apparently are already like protected against the catastrophe that's about to come. So we'll probably have a lot of survivors. Like
I seriously doubt it.
the anamorphic people, they're like, well, we got a force field shield plus big walls, and we're good. And then like the Lachey, well, half of them went down below the sea or below the earth, and the same with the Salmon. They headed to better places.
You say that until it's like, a rain of like rust monsters or something like that overtakes the realm.
One third of the planet breaks off. Okay, now orbits around the rest of the planet.
Just a judgment.
That'd be kind of cool if there was like some ethereal tie between a
What
chunk of the
happens from
planet
the-
that breaks off from the planet.
What happens from the Gojira going into the portal vortex?
Yeah, that's
I think we should figure that out. I think that's something that we should put a timer on, and we should be like, in this many rounds, we come back to what happens. You know what I mean? Like, hey, surprise! What has it been calm for 2 rounds? Well,
I
what do
think
you
for
know?
Right now, Magnatrix is just AWOL. We don't know what AWOL means.
I'm good with that. I like that idea a lot because there's something we don't know what's at the bottom of that vortex. I mean, it's going to find out, but we don't know. That's half the fun of this game is you don't have to know everything.
It's
You have to flush out later.
it's the vortex from our test world.
He ends up with the planet IR. Whoops.
Comes back with all
Dude,
the
you know what? That's funny, John, but we could actually do that. Like legitimately.
Absolutely could.
That'd be crazy.
All right, so I mean, we wrapped everything up in a nice, pretty bow.